moat. Except it is a bit embarrassing for us when we have visitors. But nobody dreamed they would become such good friends. Nobody imagined this game. Nobody could have thought that they would play it all day, every single day.
Well, somebody should have thought of it, the king said grandly, and I know who.
He stalked to the royal office door, opened it, and shouted down the spiral stone staircase.
Florizella!
He waited a moment. In the sunny silence, he could hear the birds singing, the hens sleepily clucking in the orchard, and the bees droning in the rose garden. It was all very peaceful and quiet. Then, pad, 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 and the sea serpent whooshed up, and the mammoth froze. "Saw you?" the sea serpent hissed, and the mammoth ran heavily back to the start of the drawbridge and waited for his friend to sink under the bridge so he could begin creeping across again. "Hi, Daddy King. Hi, Mummy Queen." Florizella ran up the spiral stairs and came into the room. She was wearing her jodhpurs and hard hat. Her brother Courier came in behind her, wearing a full riding habit with a skirt that looped elegantly over his arm. In their own ways, they both looked great. But neither mother nor father was pleased to see them. Florizella looked from one cross face to another. "Is something wrong?"
"Listen," her father said crossly. "Just listen, and you tell me if something's wrong."
Florizella and Courier stood still and listened to the thunderous tiptoeing of the mammoth and the swish of the sea serpent as it reared up out of the moat and cascaded back down. In the guard tower, the sentries flinched as the wave of green water from the moat splashed over their perfectly shined boots and perfectly pressed trousers and braced themselves for the galloping arrival of the mammoth. "What seems to be the problem?" Courier asked, looking at his father's face with interest. "The mammoth and the sea serpent are playing nicely, and yet you seem disturbed, my dear father."
"What seems to be the problem?" the king harumphed. "Seems? The problem? What? To be? To be?"
"My very words!" Courier exclaimed, pleased that his father agreed with him so exactly. "In a different order, but the sense is there, and that's the main thing after all. What seems to be the problem, Mummy Queen? You also appear to be upset." "It's the noise," she said simply. "The noise of the mammoth running and stopping, and the sea serpent rearing up and splashing back into the moat over and over, all day, every day. The mammoth is far too heavy for the drawbridge, and the guards are getting wet when the sea serpent dives, and they're very tired of shouting, 'Halt! Who goes there?' 100 times a day." "Oh, these guys, Courier said fondly. "I thought you'd be pleased they were outside playing in the sunshine and not stuck inside on their screens." "They don't have screens," the Queen reminded him. "Nobody has screens here. This is fairytale land, remember? They've not been invented." "No, of course. Would you like me to invent them?" "No." "Seems a bit of a pity. What do children do all day without screens to watch?" "They play," the Queen said. "They play outdoor games like pad, 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 scuttle, scuttle." "I's won! I got there!" came a squeaky bellow from outside. "Like that," the Queen said. Courier raised his eyebrows with a little smile, as if he was thinking that she might prefer their two guests to play all day on video games instead of destroying the castle drawbridge. "But, Mummy Queen, do think how nasty the sea serpent was in the past," Florizella pointed out. "This is so much better than it used to be." The Queen exchanged a glance with Florizella. A sea serpent's job was to eat a princess, unless her prince arrived first to save her. Those were the old princess rules that prevented girls from doing anything interesting or even defending themselves. The Queen had nearly been eaten by the sea serpent not just once, but twice. It was only Florizella refusing to obey the princess rules and Courier giving up the prince permit that meant girls could not be picked on ever again. Not by sea serpents, not by anyone. "This is as bad as being eaten," the Queen said, flinching at the thunder of the mammoth's celebration dance as he reached the castle gatehouse once.